Okay, so just to kind of give anybody who might be watching a bit of a intro to what's going on today, I did a quick session working on the what was it? 2 days ago, you and I did a quick session uh, working on the Ember style guide to get it ready to be consumed by the website. And then yesterday, I started the process of using it on a page on the website, um, which happened to be the Learn page because I thought it was perfectly sensible to do so. And it doesn't look great. So I need some serious help. And I did a few hacky things like pulling across the CSS from the current website, which I know is not really our plan for the Ember style guide, but it's a start, and we can improve. So the thing we were talking about when it comes to roots,
Yeah.
I was thinking about this exact thing. Well, a few kind of similar things when doing the guide stuff, and from my perspective, it was that moving the guides to Ember was a million times better than getting the guides right in Ember. So
Okay.
if we moved exactly what we have now across to the Ember structure, then we
Yes.
can worry about changing the routes later. And also, there's all this like redirect stuff from what's it called, SEO perspective that I'm a little bit worried about. Not worried, but we can do that.
So when I was working on the style guide,
Mm-hmm.
this is what my goal is for each page to
Okay.
be marked up like this. Purposefully using sections inside of the main. Yes, I understand that you can use them differently in different contexts. I'm suggesting in our specific context, we're making a specific choice about this.
Okay.
This allows us to style things more easily and make sure that like these are just blocks that we can do different things with. So we can get rid of all the IDs that were being used.
Right.
We can get rid of the kind of wrapper classes; those can go away, and just sections. We have sections within main, and Bob's your uncle or whatever.
And I think that actually
So
helps us from an SEO perspective as well. If we have it like, what is this, semantic HTML or whatever the phrase for this is, like
yeah,
Google's able to understand it a little bit better and
right.
do things that you would expect it to do.
Okay, so this is the one you were working on?
Let me have a look. See. Yes, perfect. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of wrong.
It's not too much wrong. We can get it there.
So the thing that, again, what I put in the video from yesterday was that I was focusing a little bit more uh, on the functional side of things. That those showcases, like most of the
Yeah.
way down the page, they
Hmm.
in the old setup they were using like there was a YAML file that was being included somehow. So I
Right.
quickly set up the broccoli YAML to JSON, so they're actually data. They're exactly the same as they were. I just copy and pasted the YAML files, but now they're being consumed properly by the Ember app,
Oh, good.
which is fun.
Yeah. All right. So let's figure out some of the stuff that's going on. Um, let's see. That wraps around the whole page. I would love to take that out, which may cause a disaster momentarily. So I think I think that in our application.hbs outlet here, I think I would like us to put just main we can say, yeah, that should be fine.
God, I'm so glad that you're doing this today, because
Here.
I was just so... I had no idea what to do. Yesterday I was just like, oh, make it work.
Yeah, that can happen.
It's just every time that I do anything CSS related, it's just like, yeah, winging a prayer, I think is the phrase that comes to mind.
So then section, for accessibility reasons, if you have a section, you would need to put area labeled by equals, and I don't actually think we need to have, I did say put section. Let's see if this works. We're going to see if it works. And this is going to be ID equals name. I don't know why I capitalized that. And then that way we're telling this section that's what this section is learning Ember.
Okay.
Okay.
Labeled by. So is this, again, I know we talked about you going through some of the accessibility tools with me at some point in the past, but maybe we could do it in a session like this sometime. But I'm curious what this actually feels like for some of those accessibility tools. Like, does it
Yeah.
labeled by ID?
So
ID.
when the screen reader will come to this section, it will know to associate everything inside of this section, like is associated with this H1 here.
Right. Okay. So it would read out that H1 as being what this section is, essentially.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so we'll make sure to do that for the rest of the sections. But let's get our sections in place.
Oh, this is so cool.
Pretty much like it. And when we collapse, we should just see a group of sections. All sibling elements. So this is good. I think you picked a good page to start from.
Okay.
Because I remember doing some of this, going through and adding sections.
Oh, so you'd already done some of the groundwork. Yeah, I knew that. I looked at them, and I evaluated the best one to start with. It was not entirely a lucky guess.
You're so wise, Chris. You're so wise.
Oh God.
Okay, so we have sections. Of course, now our page is like, what are you doing to me? So we're going to fix that.
You mean the page in the browser? It's freaking out at the moment, is that?
Just a little bit. It's okay. Just a wee bit. So it's not freaking out too much. But you can see here, we seem to have lost some of our lovely structure that we had before.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have that kind of... Is it called letterboxing? The kind of the fixed width thing that it used to have?
I don't know. Letterboxing? I've never heard of that term.
It's probably a video editing thing. I think letterboxing is the black bars at the top and the bottom of a video. Yeah, I'm mixing too many. Yeah, my brain is a little bit too much. A lot of random stuff thrown in there.
That's a good thing. I think. Okay, let's go to styles. We're just going to go here. Now, one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to see any more styles by page. So that's going to go away.
Oh, okay. So
with a vengeance.
Are we in? We're in the website still. Yeah. So just to kind of let you know what I was doing here, essentially, I copied and pasted the stuff that was in the main app CSS or whatever it was. I can't remember if it was the app CSS or the other one that I did. But then I also copied the learn one directly from the website as well.
Okay.
And I figured that it would probably be the case that we'd move this stuff to be less specific and into the style guide, and then we'd just be able to delete it here, kind of thing.
Okay.
But
So,
again, I was hoping that we would be able to do this sort of a session to do that, because I had no idea what I was doing.
I'm going to do this. I am going to take all of this and comment it out.
Okay.
We're going to save, and we're going to see what happens to this page. Oh, fun! It looks awful. Okay. Yes, I can work with this.
Oh, this is great.
This is going to be so much fun. Okay. So, I also, let's see, we can leave the base. Oh, because I really want to fix this correctly, right?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to just leave that there, and if this all works out, then we'll just delete everything above this. So
Perfect.
let's think about the markup that we have. We have a section, and we'll say width percent. Well, do I just? We could display flex. No, we'll just say that. Auto. Oh, and clear buff. So this is going to say, hey, give us some, just like, blocks. Fine.
Do you want to bring over the
Oh, yeah.
so I can
So
see?
This is how lovely the mess is.
Nice.
Yeah. But we have that. Everything's at least contained inside the sections. Ooh, look at that. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Look, even this section looks a lot better. So, we are at least contained. So let's see what we have next. Now, did we bring over? We're getting the styles from the add-on, right?
Yes, that is installed. I also put in the header and the footer, so they're just the like quote unquote standard way of doing them.
Yeah. So we have H2. Yep, so we are getting those styles, so that's great.
Cool.
All right. I don't know if we need to put that article inside of. I don't really think it's an article.
I never understood the use of article on HTML. HTML5, I suppose.
You know, so like you could have an article with sections, or you could have a section with articles, which it's one of those things like you could technically have more than one H1, but if you try to put a PR into my repo and you had more than one H1 on your page, I'd say no. Kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, have one H1 per page. That's the page title.
Right.
It's telling you the purpose of the page.
I think the SEO tool that we're using at the moment also complains if you have multiple H1s, because I think Google likes to use the H1 as a representation of what this is about or whatever.
Oh, well. Considering how many things they get wrong when it comes to web development, I'm happy to hear that they get this one correct. Huh. All right. So, what do we have here? Oh, our official reading material.
Ooh.
Art things. All right, so see this here?
Mm-hmm.
This needs to have ARIA hidden on it.
Okay.
because it's an icon, and that's not. So a screen reader will read out this link, and then it will say that it's a link. So we don't actually need the icon that also says it's a link.
Right, okay. There's quite a few of those on the page, so you might want to do like a find all.
Or certain wise.
Oh, maybe it wasn't. Yeah, so maybe it's not on this page. There's quite a few in the repo. Can you do like a find all in the repo thingy?
Yeah. Okay. Then we have, where is the Tomster?
Oh yeah, so that was the
Really huge.
yeah, because that was the learning Tomster class. I think it's in here somewhere. So yeah, this is what made it float right as well. I'm wondering if that's like a if we're trying to have these things to be less specific, it's kind of like one of these asides. It's like a Tomster aside or something like that. Oh, or you could do. Were you just gonna do like a pull right?
Yes, I was.
So this is like that semantic CSS. Oh no, what is it? Functional CSS. You use the things that do. I'm using terms again. I listened to what was it? The Ember podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sam was talking. Maybe it was Sam and Ryan were talking to the person who made Tailwind. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, Tailwind.
Interesting. So I'm not really a functional CSS person. I'm kind of like, but I'm not really like a BEM person either. Sort of like, I think it's because I've just been writing CSS for too long, or for so long, that see if that works. Oh, it doesn't like globals. Why doesn't it like globals?
Plural in the import, but not plural in the folder.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's put the left one in too, because
we'll probably need it.
All right. So I don't really do like functional CSS, but I don't really do BEM either. It's kind of a mix of the two. Like, to me, it's good to know them because you then have the terminology to speak about them with other people. But in like the practical nature of taking care of your code, neither of them are bulletproof. All right, so we got him to pull right, but he's still really way too huge. Ideally, we'd want him to be the right size for us.
In the actual image, or?
Yeah, in the actual image. So I'm not super crazy about that. So right now we will put that learning Tomster class back in.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So let's think this through for a second. Would we like them to be the same size across the app?
So this is what I was thinking. Maybe
yeah.
Because if we have a section, and we're talking about sections here, where we want, a mascot in a section, is kind of, we decide which side they want to be, but we might have one section he's pulled right, next section Zoe's pulled left or something like that.
Yeah.
But maybe it might be a little bit too generic that it's like every mascot in every section, but it seems clean, and maybe if we need to change it in the future, we can make it more specific.
Right? So that just made him smaller.
Much better. So
You check on
the last thing we need to do is that kind of, do we want to have space around it, around the sections?
space around and padding inside.
Yeah, so the like it's like a page in the middle. Again, I don't know the terminology that I should be using here.
Padding. So now we have padding. Make it more.
So the thing that I was asking about, so here at the max kind of width, I'm wondering if it needs to align with where that Ember icon is. So it's like you've got this page that's coming down from there.
Yeah, it just feels so dated to me to do that. But then again, I know that people can only read so many lines at once.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's too spread out, then they get super unhappy.
I wonder what
You do a max width.
how is it done on that header? What's the actual rule that makes it come in like that?
And that's Bootstrap, and we want to replace that.
Right.
So, okay, so let's try max width 100%, because if you're on mobile, you want 100%, right?
Okay.
The width is, let's Google this, because it used to be you should just say pixel widths. How many? But now,
I still don't quite understand what EMs are.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool, because there's a lot of good stuff on CSS Tricks to help you decide how to do this.
Well, I can see there's a perfect one that I just want to read straight after this session. Why EMs by CSS Tricks.
CSS Media Queries. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that, but yeah. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to YOLO this and come back to it.
Nice.
See. So width is going to be 100%. Then we're going to do media screen and so that's like a tabletish. Pull it in. Be 90%. See how that goes. Media screen. 92. But 80%. We could probably do one more at like 1120.
Okay.
And then see if we can take one out. Right. So I'm gonna stick. Let's fix this to.
This is fascinating, by the way.
Alright. And then let's see what happens. So, all gonna be funky right now anyway, so I'll have to come back and look later. I think.
Doesn't seem
Hi.
to have picked it up.
Border. I know where it is.
That's weird.
That's not working. Did we bring over some of the like bourbon and stuff? Did that come over?
No. No, that was another thing that I was doing yesterday. So, in the app CSS, I think there was a bunch of stuff where I had to comment out things like transition or helpers or whatever they were.
Hmm.
You'll see a bunch of commented out stuff that's like that I assumed they were like Sass mixins. Am I using the right word?
Yeah.
I was going to ask what that, like, again, I'm not very au fait with the media query stuff, but I'm wondering what that media screen and means.
Oh, you might not even need to use screen anymore. You used to have to use screen, saying if it's on the screen is what you were trying to indicate.
But
I'm going to try to be a little more
isn't everything
descriptive
screen?
here. Right.
Or is this like supposed to be like a screen as in like a desktop screen versus a mobile?
Yeah, that might have changed, so we could actually probably take that out.
Interesting.
Might be showing my age here.
It's all entirely new to me.
Well, 70px, that's not even
Well, if it was 70px, it
percent. There's something I'm forgetting, but I don't remember what. Okay, I'm gonna go with the red. Let's just play with this in the browser. Okay. It's not. There's something else that's overriding it, but what is it that's over? Oh, we've got some. Oh.
Where's that coming from? Vendor.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So that means I've already put this. I already decided that we were going to use Flexbox.
Okay.
So, guess what that means?
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I know a little bit about Flexbox now. And the only reason I know anything about Flexbox is because of Flexbox Froggy, which is awesome.
Oh, Flexbox Froggy is pretty awesome. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Okay. This will help us a little bit more. This means I already thought of most of this stuff and then just forgot that I already thought about it. That's super fun.
Thank you, past Mel.
This should be min width. Yeah. Adding. But it should be inside the parent. Curious. Why it's escaping. Okay. Got a few more things to figure out. Bet I need to put the fluxes in here. Oh, yes. I don't want to make more of a mess, so we will. Oh, that's why these are all in flux as well. All right. How are we going to do this? I'd like to get this page in order.
Will be a good first domino, I think, once we get this sorted.
Agreed. The thing, okay, here's the thing that's troubling me. When I tell something, this section, to display as flex, with the flex flow as row wrap, I should then be able to give these both a min width of 100%, and they should just stack on top of each other.
Okay.
Theoretically, that's what should happen. What's bothering me is that that's not what is happening. So we have flex, we have row wrap, we have some padding, justify content center.
Can you do me a favor and hit the computed tab there?
Sure.
I just want to see what flex direction actually is. God, there's a lot of extra stuff in here.
Row.
Row.
Oh yeah, because that's showing all of them, even the ones like that were inherited.
Cool.
Yeah. My content. I wonder if we should change that, or if we even need that. Oh, it takes it to the left.
You figured it out?
Yep.
What was the... Oh, this looks awesome.
Yep.
What
So
was...
the padding was off.
Okay.
It had one EM0, which meant it was putting no padding on the left or right.
Okay. So
So
that's coming from Style Guide then, if it's in vendor
yeah,
CSS.
correct. So there. I am putting an issue, I guess, into Style Guide. Right.
Just to kind of remind yourself of the
Right. Padding should be EN, like we would, what did we use? 22 ENs or something for larger viewports. Make sure scale for smaller. Okay.
Okay, before you hit submit,
Yeah.
can you add it to the Emberification project? I just
Oh,
added
sure.
I added a project there this morning to keep track.
In the Style Guide?
It's actually in Ember Learn, so it's across multiple repos. So if you click the little projects thing, it should show up, hopefully.
This one?
Emberify Ember website, that's the one. Perfect. Nice. We had a new contributor interested in kind of helping out with the website stuff. And it was useful because
Cool.
I recorded yesterday me working on the Learn page, and it was very much like a just go do this with another page. But I did kind of put the little caveat that we probably need to do what we're doing today to figure out if the groundwork is done, if we're ready to kind of keep going with this, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But this is looking promising.
Yeah. So, okay, so what's next? We can take that silly border out. Now that, thank you, border. You were very helpful. You can go rest in the land of where borders go.
So there's still something else happening here.
Yeah.
On the current website, the list, the unordered list, shows up. Oh, that's interesting. This might fix it, actually. You're already 2 steps ahead of me.
So, yes. So the reason why is because we made, so this is inside of this, and we made this width 100%, which means anything that comes after is going to clear underneath that.
Right.
Which means we actually have to put this inside of here.
Right. Okay, so it's inside the
paragraph. Yeah. Which I need to double check the semantics of that because I'm not 100% sure that that is kosher. But I'm going to try it. The one thing I do have to do for now, though, is delete these after fixes are in. Okay.
All right. Okay. So you're adding in the temporary stuff. Right. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, it's not a class section.
Oh, right.
Alright, so.
What does that look like? Oh, look at this. This is looking great.
Yep. Getting there. Now, what do we want to do? Do we want to check out these bullets, or do we want the bullets there?
Well, again, depending on what we're aiming for here, the bullets are there in the current site. The only thing that I'm thinking here is that in the current site, it seems bigger somehow. Like that unordered list kind of essentially takes up this whole space off to the left of the Tomster. No, it's not necessary. Oh, and that's because it seems that it's taking up less of the space on the. It's not. It's wider here essentially. Because
which
now,
we can always change that.
Yeah, no, I was just kind of again, the way that I've been approaching these things is to make it look exactly the same, because I've never had the skill to, like, ask questions as we're going along. Let's
Yeah.
I actually preferred
I totally think it's fine.
I preferred it the way that you had it, where it's taking up more space off the screen.
So, there's probably math we can do to figure out what the correct width is, and then that would also help us with our vertical scale.
Okay.
I'm a fan of the golden ratio. Not everybody is, but I would rather be developing than designing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just found that if I use the golden ratio, or rule of thirds, like, kind of make it look balanced. I could do an Excel spreadsheet and figure things out much faster, and then those are just my sizes.
From my perspective, like, I'm looking at it here and I'm thinking there's an imaginary line coming down to the left of that Ember logo, top left, and the search on the right hand side. I'm just thinking, if whatever we pick, whatever the widths are, I think they need to probably be the same for the header as well. Or maybe I'm thinking about it wrong.
I almost want to call this nested, because it's nested inside of an element. But is that going to get confusing when we have more than one? Like, what if there's a list nested inside this list? We just have a ridiculous Russian doll situation at the end of it. Well, I'm not going to actually worry about this for now, because this seems to be more or less
This looks great.
getting us to the right place. So let's move on to the next bit.
Perfect. So the next thing that I was thinking of, and I don't understand why this is happening, but the H2s are all centered.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Probably because
something
they have textile in center.
Oh.
Yep. So we need to fix that another thing to fix is that we should have a helper. I don't know why I did that. We should have a helper class that is text center.
Right, okay, so that we can choose when we want to align something in the center.
Exactly. But other than that, it should probably be line left.
Cool. It's like we're writing our own reset CSS.
Well, we'll integrate this into the Style Guide add-on.
Nice.
Hello, kitty. And then that way, yeah, there we go.
Ah, that's much better.
Well, what is all this extra space here? regardless. This H2 has a lot of space. Probably take that out too.
Didn't you have... I remember coming across one of these mad selectors that you had put together, which was, please give me padding if I'm not the first H2 in the section. But I don't see that here.
Yeah, the plus P.
That one, yeah.
Okay.
But it should be the... Shouldn't it be then section plus H2 as well? So the first H2 in a section doesn't get margin top. Does that make sense? Am I making stuff up now?
Nope, you make sense. That makes sense. Okay, here we go. Want that to be all of H2s. This could be plus H2. Which I don't even know if this is a good thing to do. So, I'm really sorry, CSS gods. Please forgive me. She knows just enough to get herself in trouble. Let's see if that does it.
I wonder if we'll ever get to enough viewers on these live streams for people to be like, you know, screaming, "No, don't do that."
I don't even have it pulled up. I'll have to watch it later. Bill, it's kind of like those people call into, oh, this is really old, who call into a radio station, but then they have the radio on in the background, and you get all kinds of feedback.
Yeah, I've got the chat popped out, just in case anybody kind of jumps in and says hello. But yeah, whenever Siva jumps in and starts watching, he always says hello in the chat.
We could say first of type. That's probably actually a better thing to do. If it's the first H2, the fact that I know to do this.
Well, what's this?
If it's the first H2,
so it'll be...
Then don't put a margin on the top.
That's the first H2, first of type in section?
In the section, yeah.
Right, okay. Is this a SAS thing, or is this a...
No, it's a CSS thing.
What's the ampersand?
That's a SAS thing.
Right, okay.
Yeah, okay, so that took, see, we have it here.
Perfect.
Section H2, first of type.
Section H2, first of type. Right, okay, that's perfect.
Oh, so do you know, let's see, nth?
Yes.
Master?
Yes, I know nth child stuff.
Yeah. Child, type, etc.
Oh, this is amazing. What is this? Nth master.
Oh, so you don't know nth master.
No, I didn't know nth master,
cool.
but I thought you were asking if...
No. Yeah. This helps you figure that stuff out.
I feel like this needs to be turned into like a Flexbox Froggy game style game.
You know, somebody might have. I might just know this because it's probably been around for a long time.
This is incredible. I love it.
Yeah.
Nth of type. So, type is a square. Divs are square. One of them square. One of them's right. Yeah. That's
you do all
very
kinds
cool.
of fun magic. Magical. Anyway, okay, so yeah, remember nthmaster.com.
Nthmaster.com.
All right.
Today I learned.
Now we have the API reference list. Oh, yeah, let's fix this. No. API reference list. Okay. Is that the one? So we're done with this first section, so we can close that.
Oh, nice. It's like a to-do list now. Cool.
So, one thing I do want to change is this class name. I really like it when the class starts out with the thing that it is. It's a list.
Okay.
Okay. So I know when I'm looking for list CSS, I want to find all the list CSS. It's going to start with list.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes more sense to me in my brain. And so that's what I like to do. So, now that next.
It's kind of related to BEM, isn't it? It's like that whole... What is it?
Maybe that's where I get it. I don't know.
E...
It just never made sense to me to not do it that way.
You were using BEM before it was cool.
I have no idea. Okay. So,
what was the API reference again? Oh, so it's the list inside API reference.
yeah. Well, I sort of feel like this should... Is this even like the right way to do this?
So if you look at what it looks like now on the website, it's just essentially, hey, this is a list, but just show them split essentially. And that's Flexbox. I can see that's Flexbox with space around.
Yeah. So then let's just copy that.
So
Wait. We need to do flexible, justify content. Space around.
is that not enough? Because
Enough,
they'll
right?
be auto flexed. We'll probably need to remove the dots on the LI.
The style. Okay. Version. They're very big now. Alright, so they're very big, but they're...
height, so they're specific. They're brought down. Interesting. Nice.
Alright, so let's figure out what went wrong here.
Can I have a guess?
Yes!
With 100% on the unordered list.
Ah, magic. Well done, Chris.
It's like the only thing that I know about, like, when my flex stuff doesn't go right, it's like, it doesn't fill the space, so make it fill the space. Although I think I noticed when you inspected, there was like a padding to the left of the first one. I think when you hovered over the UL, it had like a see that green?
Yep.
I don't know what that's coming from. Oh, that looks nice.
Because you have paddings in ULs normally.
So it's just the UL, like default paddings essentially.
Yay! Okay. Yes, exactly.
This is looking good. Quick question.
Yeah.
Would that look better with space between? Or does it look
Let's find
good?
out. Looks the same.
Didn't do anything.
Okay.
Well, I've not come across
Let's
space.
do something that. Wait. To make sure that we're doing something where it would actually change it. Let's start. Changing anything.
Huh?
The justified content did not.
I think
Maybe just display flex took care of it?
but
No.
you should be able to.
Maybe it's because I didn't say like flex one on each of the child elements.
But isn't that default? Again, I don't pretend to know very much about this stuff, but it's. I seem to remember.
By content normal.
Hey? Where's that
That's a
coming
little
from?
strange. I am gonna empty cache and order that. What happens? Nope, it's still fine. Well, how we wanted it, so
Yeah, it'll do.
I'm not
Let's
gonna...
move on. There's gremlins that we are not going to figure out.
So I'm deciding that I don't really like the no padding on the first paragraph.
Okay.
Like, I think it needs it a little
Yes,
bit.
there needs to be.
So,
Here's a question for you.
yeah.
We added like a no padding on the H2. Do we do padding 0 or padding top 0?
Margin top 0.
Or margin top 0? Because I thought there was supposed to be like a margin on the H2 automatically. A bottom margin or padding or whatever the right thing is.
Yeah.
Margin bottom.
See,
Fender.
there is a margin, so what is this? Where is this coming from? Well, in that case, we would want to keep... Because it, like, puts stuff more back.
Because that's what I thought it should look like. So you have a section that then has the H2 at the top of it and then a gap under the H2. I suppose this is like inversion of control in the programming side of things. It's like who gets to control their padding? You creating a quick issue?
Yeah. So, for right now, I'm just adding it all to the same issue.
Cool.
Fix. Or CSS bugs. Alright, and I assigned it to myself, so hopefully nobody will start on it while we're doing it. Alright. This little... much smaller. That's way too big. Class. Width?
You could do it as a font small because it's a font. Like a font size smaller, or whatever the... It's a bit small.
Oops. That's a little bit better. What's the positioning to make it look... maybe we don't want to use sub or sub.
We don't want to use what, sorry?
Subscript or superscript tags.
Oh, okay.
But then I would have to go in and... Oh, no, that's too much of a headache right now. Alright, so let's not do that. Change my mind. Alright. So this H2 icon text. Icon stuff. We'll just make that. What do we use?
Font size 0.8. Oh,
8.
maybe it was 6. I can't remember.
8. Wait. No, it was 6.
No, you were right the first time. My bad.
No,
You never listen to me. Oh, that's good then.
no, oh, don't say that. You're very smart. We should... Lots should be listening.
Not to do with CSS, though.
Okay, so just because we want to make it. Well, no, we're gonna fix that in the style guide.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, we're already
Fine for
miles
now.
ahead of what we were before. And
So
kind
this
of,
all turned out nice.
yeah, like the whole thing here is that we should automatically get a bunch of fixes when the style guide is improving, you know?
Correct. Okay, so we are at an hour.
Yes, that is correct.
We should probably take a break.
Cool.
I think we made good progress today.
Do we want to take a break or do we want to call it a day? Because it's...
That's what we should do.
The latter.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then let's talk offline about the file structure because I really want to get the SEO right from first get-go.
Awesome.
And the way that we lay this out is going to matter.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll wrap up here before I stop the stream and the video. If anybody is liking what they're seeing here and they want to contribute, there is a project on the Ember Learning Team. I'll swap over to my screen. On the Ember Learning Team, Ember Learn GitHub. My network works up. So there's these new GitHub projects, and there's Emberify Ember website, which has a whole bunch of things that we want to get done. Every single one of them does have a little caveat that says this is being coordinated by the learning team, but do let us know if you want to get involved. Just, you know, put a little message in the issue and say, hey, I'd like to tackle this, and we will point you in the right direction, give you any help that you might need or any guidance if it's one of your first PRs or contributions. But yeah, we're definitely looking for help, and hopefully with the stuff that we're doing today, we're making it easier for people to contribute, so which is amazing. Cool. So that's it. See you all on the next show. Bye.
Bye.